this
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to tell me that they're manipulating RNG right now.
Let's meet on the west side. If you follow me over here on this bridge. So yeah, you can see here some timing devices that are looking fairly similar to the ones we used for the weather manipulation on the skeleton horse farm. Those timers are in the middle are actually that big that you can use them to count down for multiple days, and those are also programmable. But yeah, this is the old timer that I used for. So you can see the project that I'm doing here is something that involves counting down for a very, very long time. Yeah, so this is the old one. I later built a new one over here. You can fly over here. There's no way to walk. Yeah, you can program the timer using those trapdoors, which is really nice.
Oh my god.
So this timer can count down for about a month or even longer if I want. And it's giving out a tick perfect signal once it's done. So I can
down to
program
1/20th
the
of a
exact
second?
number of game ticks it counts down, which is something I really need for the device that I'm going to show you next.
Oh my gosh.
So
okay.
Also, the thing you're standing on, you can see this repeating pattern of redstone craziness. That's actually memory.
What
and
is happening?
It's cake memory.
Cake. You have to have cake to have a good memory. It's necessary.
Yeah, the cake is an important part of the memory.
Wow.
I had to trade a lot of cake with the villagers. There's no way to craft that many.
So Xerox, all this computer stuff actually goes to something. There's outputs, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a clock.
Let's just go and look at it.
Okay.
At the moment, none of the machines. We can look at some of the old machines.
So there's like redstone wires like leading away from the computer. That's going to go to our next area that we're going to look at.
Yes, and I'm going to show you where those wires lead. So this is the west side. Yeah, let's go through this portal here.
You can Lytra hop in.
Brought some ender pearls. Does anyone have a
You can Lytra hop in.
Yeah, actually the redstone line that started from the timer is coming up here. It's not connected to anything at the moment because this is pretty much done in this direction. And when you come up here, there is a lot of portals you can see.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't usually get this many gateway portals in one place in vanilla survival.
What the?
Wow.
What?
That's tripping my eyes out.
Yeah, dude.
Don't jump or you will go through. Impulse, if you want to come over here to this portal with a normal glass on top.
And maybe check your coordinates before and after.
Stay under it. Yeah, open your coordinate screen and then jump through.
Then jump. All right, so I'm at negative 783 and 1, basically. Okay. And go.
God.
Okay. And now, oh my gosh. I don't even know how many digits are in that number. 29 million? Negative 29 million? Wow.
I meant negative, like, 1.5 million or something.
You want to go for it, Skizzleman?
Anybody have any Lytra for me?
What is this?
Right here.
I haven't actually been.
What?
Before.
I saw these portals once and I was like, oh, that's cool. Didn't realize they did this.
Go to that way. 29 million.
Okay, now that you appreciated the size of that number, you can see the rest of the flying machines here.
Oh my god.
And this basically was 3 flying machines that crashed into each other. So there was a really fast and a slower flying machine that still was pretty fast here on the front. And this is what I need this timer for, this tick perfect timer. it starts the flying machine in a way that after a few million blocks, they collide in a very specific position. And this is needed to
Oh
to spawn this portal over here in this very specific position, and also while it's spawning in, it also pushes the portal over by 1 block, and that does a very specific thing. It resets the tile entity of the portal. So when it does that, it behaves like one of the portals that is at the main end island. So when an entity goes through that portal, it will generate a portal on the other side, which is the portal we came from.
Wow.
gosh.
Well,
So in order to put an entity through, there was a single carpet block on this flying machine, which it just broke and pushed into the portal.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And I think
That's
these
yeah,
these
you're
fly
a wizard.
machines these fly machines have been running for 8 months to get us this far.
Oh
I'm
wow.
not smart enough for this.
Yeah. Just fly into the west direction.
Okay.
We are
Yep.
at the world border.
Wow.
to be honest, I didn't even realize there was a world border in the end.
You just come and I see like 20 people flying at once.
This is
So yeah.
Ooh,
That's
can we do the
crazy.
pushing multiple blocks together quick? Show that. So
Maybe on the other side, not at this world border. Don't spam this with blocks. We went into multiple directions to the world border, and one of the other sides we completely spammed with blocks, trying out stuff.
We had to do our experimenting.
That was really fun.
What in the world?
Uh-oh.
Good show on blowing up TNT.
How'd you get to the...
Oh,
I'm
take a
gonna die
boat
first.
through,
Yeah.
huh?
No.
you can just hop in the boat.
Oh right, you don't need ender pearls.
Okay, there you are. I
You can
made it,
also
guys.
just
Don't go
use
that
ender
far
pearls.
out.
Get over here.
Yeah, don't go too far out, you'll die.
Impulse, just go into the boat
Wait.
and out.
Oh, and there's an ender mine, and you can't reach us.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Okay. Oh,
You will
I'm
die.
dying.
if you
We
do
shouldn't
that.
be out here. We're not supposed to be beyond the wall.
Guys, you're one of the few people that have actually been to the world border in the end dimension survival without
Don't kill
cheating.
Johnny.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yay.
amazing.
Woohoo!
Skizz wants to see how far he can go.
I do. Let's come
See
on.
if you can cross the negative 30
I
million.
feel like we're gonna lose some elytras.
Uh,
We're gonna show them the
Ah! I can't go any further.
do with minecarts.
Oh my gosh, use ender pearls to get back, or you will die.
Ooh! Throw an ender pearl, dude.
I can't. Yeah, I couldn't cross.
Oh man.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my health up, and I'm
Look at
throwing an
this
ender
Enderman.
pearl.
This Enderman can't get to us.
Oh no. I didn't realize these walls were like one way. Like you can't go out, but you can come back in.
There's a lot of
with the-
weird properties with these guys. So not only did we go out to this world border in this direction,
All 4.
we're actually going out to all 4 world borders.
And then
Yeah,
the
we,
corners.
Each
we
direction.
didn't actually reach all
Oh, wow.
4 yet, but I'd still have to do some work, but I was lazy in there.
Are we doing the corners also?
That only takes
last
8
week's
months, so you know. Oh,
Yeah, before
oh.
we actually went to this world border in the end
Try.
dimension, we actually went to the overworld world borders, all 4 of them, as well as the nether world borders. So this
Those
was
are
actually
really
the
easy to
last
get to. You can do that in like 10 minutes.
world border we had to go to.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, actually let's go to
I've got no armor on.
the Endstone Farm.
But could we show
Um,
what happens when you blow up TNT here?
Sure,
Watch this
if
real
you're...
quick.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
All die.
Oh my gosh.
Just watch this.
Whoa.
Oh.
What?
Just drop
Oh.
an item form.
Wait, could that be used for
You
like
have
with other
unlimited
blocks?
TNT.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So you have unlimited TNT here.
So yeah, if you want to go back there are two portals here. There's one right next to the world border, which
Oh,
will
really?
take you to the obsidian platform. You can just use the one on the flying. So yeah, the mechanism for those flying machines, it's pretty similar to how we manipulate the weather, actually. It just uses the seed resetting in the anti-dimension just works in a quirky, different way. Where we're going, please be very careful not punching any end crystals, okay?
I wanted to punch.
Okay, everybody put
Okay,
your hands in
so-
your
Yeah, we're gonna
pockets.
shoot the-
Oh, Gamer has to stay away, I guess. He's notorious for punching ender crystals.
Oh no.
So this is Endstone Farm, based off of some really cool discoveries that myself, Command Block Guy, and Smokey came across. We figured out that we can actually manipulate NBT tags of different items and blocks. And by doing that, we found a way to actually get infinite amounts of bedrock and portals as well, like all those infinite amounts of portals. It's all kind of based off the same thing. And this farm actually takes advantage of that and actually will make infinite amounts of endstone. Kind of tricks the game into thinking that you came through a gateway portal and say, hey, you came through a gateway portal. Now we need to make sure that there's some blocks below you. So if there's no blocks below you, you're like, okay, that's dangerous. We need to spawn in an end platform. So you kind of see an end platform, some endstone over there. And essentially that's what it does, is it spawns that platform, then we can remove that platform and kind of trick the game into putting it in again and just keep repeating this. Let's head over there.
Ah, wow, okay.
We can actually turn on this farm.
Oh my goodness. Should we make another backup?
I guess we
It was my
can.
first death there.
I'm turning it on, okay?
So yeah, underneath, let's see, yeah, kind of by us impulse is like the endstone island, and it's pushing it downwards, making room for more of it. And then the real magic is up there where you see the gate portals, kind of like the little signal stretching. So essentially what we're doing is we're kind of tricking the game into removing a gateway portal, and then we throw like an item through the gateway portal, and then it will generate the endstone platform. Then we have to remove essentially everything. Otherwise, the game's gonna find the same gateway portal. So we have to use ender crystals to actually do bedrock breaking and to destroy stuff. So it breaks all like the bedrock and the portal, and that way we are kind of a clean slate. So we can kind of trick the game into generating a new one. So yeah, it's really weird.
That's crazy. All right, I'm afraid to go up there with those crystals here.
And there's two sets of them because we kind of alternate. Like first we're using one, and then we're kind of removing the other one, using the other one. That's what makes it so fast. We quickly alternate them.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then we just like sped it up like super fast, so there's like stuff happening fast as possible.
No punching,
I look
Skizz.
how some of the design.
I'm not. I'm afraid to touch anything.
I know.
I have a whole video kind of explaining how the Endstone farms work.
Okay, I'm turning it off again, okay?
And I gotta say, this probably, the Endstone farm is probably the one farm that had the most fun in building and designing. Like it took us, I think, about 3 months to make the first farm. But like just a cool amount of stuff that we discovered, and like the crazy amount of exploits we like put all into one farm. It's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, this thing is cranking out so much endstone. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can see how many sorters it takes. I think it takes like 30 sorters to keep up. Oh yeah. If you hop down here where this iron ore sorters are, you can kind of see the endstone. That's the blast chamber over there. This is a really cool blast chamber by Mouse, one of the members. It kind of takes advantage of blowing up as many blocks as possible with a single TNT.
That's craziness. How much storage is below this thing?
I think it's all put into shulker boxes and sent to our spawn. That's kind of the idea, is to like, we pack everything up into shulker boxes at the source of the farm, and then everything's like automatically chunk loaded, and there's like water streams that send everything to our world spawn point. And we're building up a huge, massive new storage system that's going to be able to take in all these items. Should be pretty cool.
Yeah. As the sad thing in the upcoming in the newer versions is that chunk loading is broken. That's the main thing. That's the main reason why we're still in this version.
Yeah, but I mean, we've also kind of set ourselves up to be prepared for that. A lot of our farms are very close to portals. We just designed that way so that we can easily transport items. Even if they remove chunk loading, essentially all our items will be sent over through portals, and they'll just kind of sit there. And as soon as the player comes and loads that side, then they're just going to move through them, because there's like no real reason to be afraid of items that's sitting there in another portal. As soon as they're loaded, they will continue moving.
Very cool. This is I didn't know you could do this with Endstone. That's crazy.
This isn't actually the first Endstone Farm. The first Endstone Farm actually take advantage. I have a video about it, but you can actually manipulate by moving the dragon out away from the main end island. You can make it regenerate the exit end portal, and the exit end portal actually generates with a little bit of Endstone around it, and you can take advantage of that to farm up. Definitely much slower though.
Way faster.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Do you want? I think we're kind of close to your 1,000 flying machines. You want to swing by there?
Yeah, that's actually part of the setup for the flying machine going to the world border. The 1,000 flying machines we have on the server. So yeah, if you look over here over the edge, you can see some redstone lines in the distance, and the one further away, 1,000 flying machines are connected to. Check your elytra that it isn't too broken.
Okay, I think I'm good.
Yeah, this is where my redstone stats come from mostly. This and the placing the redstone in the orange.
And the placing planes.
Look at my redstone stats.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this is only one line. So if you go to the right or to the left, let's go to the right. You can see the next one. And when you trigger this device, there's 1,000 flying machines loading a giant area of chunks.
Wow.
And that is needed because we want the game to unload those chunks all within one game tick, or at least queue them for unloading in one game tick, and that manipulates a specific value in the size of a hash table, and that's important so the flying machines don't crash in priority 0 chunks. Pretty technical.
So this has to do with, since we're like flying those machines for 8 months, there's no player on the flying machine actually keeping it loaded.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you when you said that if somebody had to load that.
Yeah,
so this does it.
Yeah, so kind of overcome it. We kind of like max out the number of chunks that can be unloaded, so therefore it doesn't unload where the flying machine's at.
Yeah, but that still doesn't get completely rid of chunks where the flying machine could unload. So I wrote a program that schedules the flying machine in a way that it isn't in those chunks during the autosave. So that's also why I have to start the flying machines at very specific game ticks, not only so they meet at the correct position, but also so they don't crash into any of those chunks during the autosave.
Jeez.
So you have to kind of like think ahead out 30 million blocks and see where you're actually going to run into.
That's nuts.
Oh yeah, this took really long to build all those redstone lines.
I just flew the entire line just to get an idea of how far that goes. Wow.
Yeah, I think there are about 10 of those.
The worst bit was my pinky got tired from holding shift.
Oh, you could use that toggle now, right? But I think we might do this again sometime. I don't know when, but we'll come back and get some more things.
That'd be awesome.
All right, so we're gonna head out then. Thank you all for that
guys,
tour.
Thank you very much. This is
just. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, it was a real honor to have with you guys.
All right, talk to you guys later.
We'll see you in Impulse and Skizzleman.
Bye.
Bye.